scenario.
Willkommen, meine Freunde, and welcome to another episode, a new episode, not old, a new one, of Here's the Scenario. I am one of your hosts, Michael Shane Cannon. With me, as always,
Mike Feeney, and also
Brendan Sagalow.
I looked you away. I tried to do the
tried.
look away pass, and he's just not even looking.
no, you didn't.
No, that's how open
me.
I am. I know he's going to take it. I'm a good team player. I know he's going to take it.
Okay,
So I wait for him, and then I hit it.
You know your role. You drift to the corner
Yeah.
while the two create their own shot guys, get their chance at ISO.
Exactly.
I see. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. We do those things sometimes where we just turn on each other and then make a little bit of a sports reference to try to bring back the general populace. This show is a scenario-based program. We do what-ifs, scenarios, would-you-rathers, F, marry, kills, all that fun stuff, submitted by you, the audience. If you would like preferential treatment for us to read your questions, go to patreon.com/scenariopod. We have over 300 hours of exclusive content strictly for the Patreones, as well as early access to the episodes, and you guys get to ask some motherfucking questions to us.
And I want to say too, people I think sometimes take for granted how difficult good podcasting is, and how effortless, like Harlem Globetrotters, we make it seem to be.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because we are operating right now. And for all intents and purposes, anyone who's watching this thinks that we're just, height of the day, perfect conditions, 75, and not a breeze in the sky. Meanwhile, we have a number of dead food items,
There's
animals.
a dead opossum in that fucking refrigerator.
So it's within a second, right behind Brendan's shoulder, is something that has died long ago, and the mold and the living spores on it or whatever is creating a scent so strong, so paralyzing, that the fact that we can even say words, let alone be present, is one of the more impressive things. Mike has gone to gag already, and he might go again because his water smelled like feet.
Dude, that's the thing. Like, have you ever done that where you ever get it from like a bodega where it's clear they haven't sold a Coca-Cola product in 63 years?
Yeah.
And you take the first one, you fucking blow 6 generations of dust off it, and you smell it, and it smells like it came from like a Salem witch's asshole.
Yeah.
You're like, where did you get this? Where the fuck did this
It has a little Ouija board on it.
Yeah, it's playing the Jumanji music.
Yeah. I honestly would just rather be breathing in carbon monoxide.
I would welcome death right now.
Well, that's what you're smelling, actually. So
Yeah,
say hello to it. Hi, Death.
Jesus Christ.
It's so close to us.
Yeah, so there's going to be a fair amount of complaining about that during this episode. We have quite a bit of stories. We haven't seen each other in a couple of weeks, I think, right?
Months,
because
probably.
we've just been doing this thing where we're banking a bunch of episodes, and we're anticipating a lot of things coming on the forefront, and just everything is kind of just not happening. So it's all insanity, and we haven't seen each other. Hi.
Too long. Hi, buddy. How are you?
I'm
Hi, how's
okay.
it going, everybody?
It feels nice to check in. I feel like a lot of times on this podcast we get stuck playing into we're like talking to the cameras. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
We should be talking to ourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's you. I checked in with you by the soul.
You just delivered a diatribe to the camera about things, and we're doing this and that.
Was I?
True.
You did do that.
Yeah.
Who diatribed?
You diatribed.
Who put the
tribe.
bomb on?
I didn't say to put the cheese on. People with the cheese. It never ends. I have a story about cheese, and not just that it smells like Mike's water bottle. You really?
It's just a lasting,
fine.
like...
Please, I'm not really getting into anything. As soon as I said this bottle smells, Brendan was like, doubt it.
Yeah, I know. Somebody's got to do it.
No, they don't. A mere like nostril near it.
I know a mere
shit
nostril.
done.
Funny guy.
Mere nostril?
A mere nostril.
Yeah, he was the Indian kid in my homeroom class.
Yeah. I mean,
But when
was
you
your
want to
first
get
girlfriend's
shit done,
brother.
Yeah. A mere nostril.
What was her name?
I don't want to say.
Oh, damn it. I
She
forget.
doesn't. Let's leave
She's
her
a fan
alone.
of the
Let's
show.
leave the girl alone.
yeah, she asked us to please stop writing.
Yeah, she like very politely told
Yeah.
us to go fuck ourselves.
Yeah,
so.
She said, "Good luck with all that." That's what I remember her saying was her last line.
And I went, "Oh, that's not on TV anymore, you stupid bitch." Fell right back into it.
Just like Brendan.
Yeah.
Fighting over
Must be
Snick.
talking to Brendan now.
Yeah.
It's
You're right
an
back. You
orange
go,
couch,
what are we
you-
doing?
Yeah. You go. Classic us. We'll always have Blink-182.
Brendan and Sana. Or what's her name?
I keep
Damn
wanting to
it.
say Bogdanovich.
It's damn it.
Derbies.
Dervla.
Piece of
That's
shit.
right. Whirling dervish.
Yeah, the Dervs.
Dervy D.
She was very traceable.
Look her up.
Or Dervla.
Oh, why? Are you,
Well, now,
She was highly
let's just
traceable.
Lead it.
That's right. High school class
Yeah.
of fucking, what was it?
09, baby.
Didn't need to say it.
Who gives a fuck? What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Her?
What is
I
the
literally
practice
don't
gonna
care.
get taken away from her. Ooh, now you know her job.
No, she's very smart and she deserves to work.
Probably doesn't have great handwriting.
She's got great handwriting. Very smart. She's a scientist.
You're doxing Dervla.
Boldly.
He's the only one not realizing it.
I know. I'm doing
That's
it all.
crazy.
We
What's
gotta
her mom's
bleep a
maiden
ton
name?
of shit. Yeah.
Dubby.
I'll never tell you it's what'd you say, Dobby?
Dubby.
From fucking Harry Potter?
Dubby.
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 Dobby.
It should be Dubby. All right. So that's Brendan's ex's information. And
Her passport number is 9631246.
you got him right.
Yeah.
That's
I worry about that sometimes.
way too much. You remember when you told me that I got your social security number right just by guessing that, and you never told me you were lying? And I believed you for like a really long time.
Really?
Yeah. I went, your thing, I think it happened on the show. I was like, 1, 2, and you're like, that's actually, and I was like, what? And you were like, yeah, that's really it. And I was like, no way. And I was telling people,
He didn't
Oh.
ask to like bleep it out.
no, it wasn't
No.
real.
No,
I was
you know
lying.
what?
No, I know, but I'm saying for me to believe it was
Yeah.
real, he would have had to
Yeah.
been like, that's insane. We actually have to cut that.
No, I
Wait.
said Brendan got it, so it deserves to be out there.
It was such a cavalier. I mean, I don't think he cared. That's what
Right, 'cause
that's
it
the
wasn't.
vibe I got
Right.
from him.
But he would have cared dramatically had it.
For sure.
We're probably all I don't know. We're probably all going through something, and I was like, all right, he's putting his social security number out there.
One of us definitely were.
Don't act like we're not all going through something.
Of course we are,
Always.
but in what world, like what besides me about to kill myself would I be going through where I'd just give the world my social
You had
security?
given
gave
the
your
world your
fucking phone number out,
multiple
yeah.
times.
on a conspiracy podcast.
Yeah.
And on Real Ass Podcast, on Legion of
did I?
Skanks, you gave it out.
Not on Legion of Skanks.
You gave it out on Real Ass Podcast. I was with you that episode
That's right.
because you put out yours and then you were like, Feeney, put yours out
I
too.
was doing that back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
really-
fine.
It was his Periscope.
That's fine.
Have you ever asked them to take it down? That was his
Who?
guess the song or whatever.
Oh yeah, me ask Lewis to take it down when he would be like, oh, can you get me the time code? And then I would, and then he'd put it as a clip and put
Yeah.
it on his Instagram.
Yeah, Mike Cannon wants this taken down. Why don't you text him and tell him why he's wrong?
Yeah, tell him how gay he's being.
Yeah.
All these years later, still the
you
same.
Get 1,000 messages that just say notorious.
Or even worse, one.
Yeah.
Yeah. People go, I just wanted you to know this barely was worth it. I just want you to know I have it.
I want to hear. So you were in LA 6 months ago.
I was.
I'm dying to hear about you.
I was looking. I had a whole West Coast thing. I went to Portland and Seattle and LA for a while. But then a fun story about I was doing a show. I had done, so this must have been Thursday, the night before I left, because I had did my show at the Comedy Store, which was great. Thank you for people who came out. We had some podcast listeners out there. That was very fun. So I was going back the next day to get paid. So I had done like a Don't Tell show. And every time in LA, I've had like, even when I did my show, I had unbelievable outside the venue level Mike Feeney parking, which is, even on Sunset is like, is so difficult to do. But this last night, I couldn't find parking, man. And it was just, I was looking for metered parking because I'm like, I literally just have to run in and grab a thing. I'm going to be 5 minutes. But then there was no metered parking. Then there was like those active driveways where you're like, I don't know how long it's going to take. You might meet somebody and then you're like, all right, let me stay for a little bit. So there's a parking lot a couple blocks away. On the way there, I was like, I'm starving because I just come from a show. I got In-N-Out, double cheeseburger, fries, and a shake. Where I was like, I'm gonna get a single burger and maybe a club soda.
I'm just laughing at you. Sure. Yeah. We'll dismount from Los Angeles.
You gotta eat.
Yeah.
Gotta eat.
Oh, I had In-N-Out every night. Now
We know.
In and out is what I called stuffing my face.
So with
Goes in,
cheeseburgers from
poop
In and
goes out. I don't know. What a weird joke that was. What a weird, stupid joke.
You
that
ever
was.
find yourself in the middle of a fucking stinker and you're like, wow, I am just trapped.
I am lost in the refrigerator.
It's almost more disrespect. I should have just ended. I should have went, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
Maybe the smell has been you this whole time.
Yeah.
It was definitely that fucking joke.
Old macaroni fridge Sagalow.
Something's growing in me.
So yeah, good.
That's a catchphrase.
Yeah, something's growing. You look down, you're like, oh no, like the blueberry girl from the. So
Veruca Salt.
So I had gesundheit. So I go to.
I know. I was telling you what I put on my In-N-Out burgers.
Blueberries?
Veruca Salt.
Oh. I didn't even
But
hear
those
what
two,
you said.
So I get in and out, stuff in the face as I'm driving too.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if I tell you. Did I tell you guys I rented a convertible?
Yeah.
I had a
Oh, that's
fire
awesome.
engine red Mustang convertible, so that when I drove down the coast from LA down towards Escondido, it's right above San Diego, I'm like, that beautiful Pacific Coast Highway, that'll be amazing. Turns out it's like inland, never saw the ocean. It was just hot, direct sunlight. I was in 4 hours of traffic, burnt to a crisp. But
Jeez.
regardless, so that night was very good though. Do the show, get the In and Out, driving with burgers. I keep getting distracted.
Oh, Gregor.
What was it? Yell at
My
your
God.
sentence. Nobody said anything.
Fine, I'll keep moving.
Nobody else was interrupting. You're like, faggot, go. And then
I just felt myself
you have the most leash you've ever had in your life.
That's why I didn't want to take advantage of my time.
That's how fast you talk. You like stepped over yourself.
I wanted to give my time back to the room.
Yeah, dude. You good. You got time.
Okay. So eating In and Out, driving the convertible down Sunset, can't find a parking spot. Parking lot, couple 2 blocks down from the store, just a muni lot, just like metered parking. I go in the muni lot. Muni lot's full. So now it's a game of like, I just got to wait until someone leaves this lot. Because I've done like 3 laps and I'm like, I'm done. It takes like 10 minutes to go around the block. I'm like, I'm done with this shit. A lot of it's permit only parking. So I'm waiting in this muni lot, right? I'm standing. I wish I had a diagram.
What is a muni lot?
Municipal parking.
Oh,
So it's a parking lot.
I
metered
also
parking
hated
lot.
that.
muni lot. But is
Muni
that
lot,
what people call it?
I
Call
thought
it a muni lot.
How
Sure. It's even
many
called,
What's
like, muni
municipal
meters. It
parking
even says
again?
muni meters on the ones in New York City. It doesn't say municipal parking lot.
Okay.
like it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I like
take it up with-
municipal better.
take it up with the mayor.
Yeah.
But so if we're in, I'll use this box of Dutch Masters as my little diagram here. So if we are in, Nicole, this is my camera. If we're in, so you come in the middle of it, right? And then you can go left or you can go right or whatever. I park.
This is the muni lot?
This is the muni lot. Not to be confused with the municipal parking lot, which
Well, now I'm
is
confused.
stupid. So I pull in. I'm waiting here, and my car is facing this way, right? So
Ugh.
any one of these spots that open up on either side, I got first dibs in because I'm literally idling. Then there's this way, and my car's facing that way. So it's like whoever wants to wait on that side, they get first dibs of that.
Right.
Like, right? But I was the only car in the parking lot. I wait a solid like 10 minutes, which when you're in a full parking lot, just sitting there, it sucks because you're like, people could be gone for hours. You feel like an idiot. So
It also feels like you're ready to commit a crime.
right.
Just idling in a fucking parking structure.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
was. It's like it wasn't like it was a lot. It wasn't
Real
like
Dr.
covered.
Melfi lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Employee of the month.
So I'm waiting for the. That's the name of the
Oh,
episode.
that's right.
And yeah.
So I'm waiting for so this woman comes by, young girl, 20s, for sure drunk.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Woo, I'm leaving." Click, click, and like unlocks her car, and she goes to go in. Then this guy come in a Charger, the rival of the Mustang
Wow.
convertible, in a Charger, a brand new, beautiful, just waxed Charger, comes in, goes on my side, does a 3-point turn, and now is facing me, almost like chicken, like a game of chicken.
And you're sitting there going, well, he knows.
He knows.
He knows.
He
I'm ahead of
knows.
him.
I've already spoke to this woman. I was here waiting. The rules of humanity apply.
Sure.
So he is waiting over there. I'm looking at it going, he's not. He couldn't.
No.
She pulls out. As she's pulling out of the spot, she puts down the window and says to him, this is actually his spot. He was waiting for it.
Yeah.
She pulls out. He speeds in. He speeds in, right? So now she stops. She starts
feeling uncontrolled rage.
Uncontrolled rage. She stops now. She's like, before she pulls out, she stops here. She's talking to me. She's like, I'm so sorry. And I go, it's not your fault. Some people are just scumbags or whatever. And she goes like this. She goes, I feel really bad. She's like,
she gives you $100.
No, she goes, almost.
She gets out, blows you.
She goes, hey, she goes, I want you to have this. And I go, what is that? She goes, it's $2. And I go, I don't even understand. I go, I'm okay, thank you. And she goes, take the money. And I go,
what?
Oh, thank you. And then she was like, I'm just so sorry. And then she like drove into traffic the wrong way.
Totally killed a kid.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It was mostly kids. But so that guy now, I'm just sitting, I still need to wait for a spot.
Yeah.
He has to walk past me, get a meter, then go back and put it on his windshield, and then walk out of the park.
I mean,
what is your heart?
This is why you get insurance on a rental car.
Yeah.
Is you fucking smash the back of his car as hard as you can.
So I go. So
You got like whiplash. You're like performing that night. Like,
so he purposely stays in the car a while, and then he
is he ducking you? You think?
Yeah, he's a real bitch.
100%, and he gets out. He like takes his jacket from the back of the car, puts it over his like fresh white t-shirt. He's like getting ready to go out. Looks like to a nice place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like on his phone pretending to be or whatever. And, he's like probably around my age. Maybe I would say he's about my age. Yeah. He's like just one of those beards that's like bald, but like a beard here.
Right.
Something like that. Black guy. And he comes out of the car and he starts walking.
Is he handsome? Is he a good-looking guy?
He was
disarmingly so.
No, he was
to the point where all your rage melted.
He was average looking. He wasn't a pretty boy, nor was he like like he
glasses.
I feel like
are you
I'm
doing?
Picture him with glasses.
I'm picturing him with glasses now too. And
I'm picturing Karamo from Queer Eye.
He was certainly,
honestly,
he was certainly bigger than me, like size wise. In terms of just like width, though, he wasn't very much taller, but he wasn't short either. So he starts walking past me. And I go, oh, he's actually probably a little younger than me because now I'm remembering him more clearly. He's just trying to look at his phone.
Falling apart.
He's looking at his phone. I got my window down, literally like this.
Yeah.
He walks by. He does not look at me. And I just go, it'll come back around, man. And then he goes, and he was like,
what?
First he goes, hey, you know what it is, man. It's just the way it is. Like, that's just, that's just the way the game is played. And I go,
he fucking knew that?
What do you think? What do you mean?
Of course you do.
I don't know. Maybe
So-
there is a possible.
So then,
I mean, that's common. That's not even
was it common?
he had a little comment to him. So he was.
I mean, he's gorgeous, though.
Yeah. No, he's disarming.
Wow,
but-
man, that's so crazy.
Wait.
What do you mean?
I don't
he
know.
knew?
There could be.
They're facing each other.
There could-
The lady said it to him. He zoomed in the moment. There's no way he doesn't know.
Yeah, and so
Maybe he wasn't listening. I'm trying to give him the benefit.
No,
of the doubt.
you're
What a
not
piece of
listening.
Shit. All right, nice. I'll do better. I'll be better.
So
I'll
in the
listen.
middle of him doing like the, hey man, you know what it be? It's just the way the game is played. He like finally processes what I said, and because he was like walking away while he said it, and he goes, "Wait, what'd you say? You said he's gonna come back around?"
Yeah.
And I literally sat there. And I go, it's gonna come back around to you, man. And he was like, what are you trying to say? He like starts walking towards me like I'm threatening him. And I go, you know exactly what you did. You know I was waiting here. You saw that. I was like, you saw her talk to you. You know exactly. And he was like, you were parked over here, and if I were coming this way, like if you was the reverse, you would have taken the spot. And I just go, have a good night, man. I go, it's good. And he immediately,
you should have just gone 7 days.
yeah.
7 days.
Just do the thing from The Grudge.
So he
Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Did you say?
I just start walking. I just start crab walking towards him.
Yeah.
Just upside down, vomiting pea soup, stabbing your own pussy.
So he was just, so he just immediately starts being like, you know, man, like I think he threw in a sorry at one point, but was just kind of like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And then so he left, and then I was just stewing, and thankfully, comedically, like 60 seconds later, another car came and left, literally parked right next to his or
That's
whatever.
right. White karma strikes again.
So
Yeah.
so I get the spot or whatever, and I go into the Comedy Store. I'm talking to a few people. I see Lenny, who is she is a server there. She used to work in New York Comedy Club. I'm telling her the story, and she was like, yeah, she's from the Bronx, so she's very like strong Dominican woman, being like, that shit would not fly in New York, that motherfucker, blah, blah, blah. And all this
I'm
other
liking
kind of
your
stuff.
little toe dips into the accents. Like,
Yeah.
You're not going full.
Yeah, I know what I'm
just
doing.
in case-
I know what I'm
just
doing.
in case there's a job offer on the horizon.
Yeah.
I know
You're
what
dipping
I'm
your little
doing.
toes.
Yeah.
in.
You're like, if you need me to do it, I can do it. But if you're mad at me for doing it, I'm not
I'm
doing it.
recognizing that it could be
Yeah.
misconstrued.
No, there's a nice little sprinkle of adobo on that.
Yeah. Not too
Political.
much. So she's like, we're kind of sympathizing together about how much we want this guy to like die, you know, in various ways and
Instantly.
stuff. And she really, I was gonna move on from it beyond like just what a complete asshole this guy was, and then telling her and her getting as angry as I was really
Right.
re-revved and kept the dreidel spinning, you know?
Yeah, dude,
And,
yeah. They only had oil for one night, but it lasted 8. I know exactly
nights
what
of anger, 8 crazy nights.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Black Israelite.
So
True Jew.
So I leave the store or whatever at whatever point it is, and man, I go back to his car.
Yeah.
His car's still there,
Did you carry Underwood it?
and I dug my key.
Yeah, dude.
So I
Well,
go.
I wanted you to finish.
Yeah.
I had decided.
Well,
I noticed too quickly that I decided way too high of an octave that could not sustain even that sentence.
Well, hi.
Yeah, you got to start way lower.
the side of this pretty little souped up 4-wheel drive. You are right. That is
You
hard.
got to start way
Hard,
lower.
yeah.
Dug my
Will I
Something.
duck my
Especially when you
key?
go into leather
choose little seeds.
because when you get to seats, you got to go up an octave. You got to go leather seats.
Yeah, we know about singing.
Yeah.
Nicole, your turn.
I'm good.
So
She goes, how about this? Dog bark. And we're like, oh.
old man river.
Rolling on the river, rolling on the river.
So tell us what you did to this man's car.
You keyed it.
So I wanted to do
Rub shit on
something
it.
that would let him know instantly the second he came back to his car, like, fuck,
Yeah.
he got that, and it wouldn't be any question.
You left a noose?
as to,
You just
That is way too far, Feeney.
no, it was 2 tickets to Michael Richards at the Laugh Factory.
just left American History X under the windshield. So I walk up and I go, I need something where the second he sees it, he's gonna go, motherfucker, and then immediately know it was me, and then just be like, as mad as he'll get, he'll have to be like, it did come back around. So I remembered that I didn't eat all
Poop
of my
today.
In-N-Out burger.
Yeah.
My saucy, disgusting, tomato-filled cheeseburgery, gooping in the bottom of the bag cheeseburger.
Yes.
I selectively, in case I were to do revenge at some point, reversed my car into the spot so that my car door would be next to his car door, versus if I was on the other way, I'd have to like walk around to his car.
Right.
I'm still in public. There's a sidewalk right there.
You planned revenge, though.
I planned potential revenge.
Okay.
I like the option of revenge, and I decided to enact on it based off of Lenny's sparking of the
You
fire.
are a real
You keep it on the table.
think ahead sociopath.
You
Yeah,
gotta-
you're thinking the whole time.
You got to
You're
be
just-
prepared. I've never stopped thinking.
Brendan hasn't
the whole
thought
show?
once. He's like,
whole
like,
show?
this is the
Thinking
first
the whole
time I've
time?
considered a thought.
They don't just go away.
So I take out the cheese. If you could have seen how seamless the trick, because again, there's people like
Yeah.
walking the parking lot, going into their car. So I have to do everything in a seamless transition. I start the car. I bring the bag of In-N-Out.
Is this illegal, what you're about to admit?
Yeah, stupid.
Is it?
What?
Uh-oh.
It's
This
all
is-
a
And I
story.
drove
It's not
away.
real.
This is a sketch you wrote.
Yeah.
And I drove away.
That'll hold up in
Why,
court.
What else do you
why
got
just
going on?
dampen the fun?
I don't want to get my buddy in any trouble.
Well, it's fake anyway. It's a comedy podcast. We skewer reality.
Yeah, that's true. It's all for entertainment. Like
That's right.
smoking on stage. Little loophole. Keep going. All you,
now,
dog.
now I've lost confidence.
Well, just say it was a friend of yours.
I mean, you're the least help.
Use allegedly.
Allegedly,
Yes,
if I were to do it,
that's right.
if I did it,
Here it comes. Yeah.
if I did it,
Yeah,
There
the
it
OJ
is.
book. I
Yeah.
did it if right inside the eye.
I just start going there. Hello there. Here's the scenario podcast, man.
You all know who it is.
That was a different
OJ.
voice.
It's OJ. Stabby stab.
Yeah, yeah.
2,000 yards.
OJ Stabson Simpson.
He's duct taping a knife to his golf club.
Well,
I'm laughing.
I
Why
know.
are you mad?
He's not laughing.
Oh, sorry. So,
So
you defaced his valuables.
allegedly.
allegedly
Yeah,
started the car,
yeah,
grabbed the burger, the In-N-Out burger. The bottom of that, it comes in that wrapper.
yeah.
Just full of cheese,
Just
little
muck.
muck, a little bit of a bun, tomato, lettuce, the sauce that's all dripped to the
I
bottom.
picture it looking like a lot like the bottom of Brendan's underwear.
Yeah, me too. That's what
Just
I'm picturing.
A special sauce tie-dye.
With holes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some blood. And
Imagine he goes,
Lot of blood.
I took the napkins out of the bag, I soaked them in gas, I put it into his gas tank.
Is this illegal?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I wrote in gasoline about how
Remember me?
yeah
It's all coming back
came
to you.
came around, didn't it? Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
So I I went pretending like I was going to put something in the trunk because there was people like 2 cars over getting out. And I'm like, they can't just
Right.
witness a stranger do something crazy. So I went something in the trunk, had the bag in my right hand, opened the car door, and then just like full like driver's side window down to like the rubber part,
You pickle raced them.
pushed it
Yeah.
so it would
That's- I
kind of
love that.
tuck underneath
Pickle race.
the rubber part of it. Just
Yeah.
kind of like a glass. It's all in one motion.
Under the rubber part of what?
The bottom of the window. You know what I mean? So when you smush it,
got in there.
instead of letting it go on the window and slide down, you
Yeah, yeah.
smush it and then it goes underneath the little rubber, and then
and then it
on-
smears it like 2 weeks from now
yeah,
too.
and
Oh.
then on the like the door.
Yeah.
And then
His
in that,
side or passenger side?
his driver's side door. Dude.
Put some
That's why I parked this way because he
Yeah.
was this way. So
That's
so then as within 5 seconds of that touching his car, I was peeling out of the parking lot because there is there's the go 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 adrenaline, and then there's also the like. I don't know where he could be walking up to his
Yeah.
car.
You'd be like, are you fucking serious?
There's
you hear that
also
over
a
there?
He could be crossing the
million
street.
cameras running.
He could
Oh,
be,
yeah.
yeah, but here's the thing.
And your name was
I'm-
on the thing.
Here's
wasn't
the
it?
thing. The
If they
marquee.
ever wanted to find out who that was, we'll just follow the cameras
Yeah.
to the comedy
Well,
store.
the best part is like I was like, this is why it was perfect. The perfect crime. First off, I drove up into the hills to get away, and then I came back down, and then later on drove around Sunset. But
Okay. Look at you, James Dean.
yeah, I really it
Up
felt
on
like
Mulholland.
dude, I really was on Mulholland and driving fast around those turns at night.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Oh man,
especially
I
with
would
a
love to
top
have
down.
A few drinks and do
Ah,
that.
So,
Yeah.
but I
just go out like James.
I was like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm in a rent-a-car. This guy's never going to see me again, but he will immediately know the second he walked up to his car, being like, and I only hope that he's like giving someone a ride
Yep.
home, maybe a woman, and
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
what
What
happened? And he has to be like,
some fucking asshole, like when you're in a position, he would make himself the hero.
Of course
in
he
that
Of
would.
course, yeah, he'd be the victim.
Yeah,
He
of
said
course.
a white
but
oppressor.
I cannot express.
You know, the
it
real
was
victim
it was
is
it was a black.
That fucking burger. Should have been finished.
Brendan's like, how did you give that away?
Like,
Yeah.
I'm a little biased on this story, man.
It was one of those black.
Brendan had the taste of just meat and ketchup in his mouth for like 3 minutes. Just
It was a
Yeah, I'm
like.
surely you got another burger after that, though, right?
Yeah.
Like you didn't waste it.
So that was a fun
Now, is there any part of
vigilante
you?
justice.
I love it, love that. But is there any part of you, because I would be reacting like this, so I want to just know if you would relate. That would kind of feel bad after a while. I would go, "What am I doing? I'm letting my anger throw a burger on this guy's car.
That's happening.
His mistake is affecting me like this.
That's happening when I am getting the burger, like prepare. When I'm like,
don't fucking laugh at me.
It's happening. It's happening.
Okay. Never again.
It's happening moments before.
I'll get you.
It's happening.
He's doing it. He's not doing it. Great.
It's happening.
I love a challenge.
Me too. That's why I'm friends with you. Just a mental challenge. No laugh.
Come on.
Not even at my own shit, which is
You're not going to laugh at your
impossible for
own
me.
stuff this entire time?
It's so yeah, it's one of those things where I think as that's happening, like of being like I had like recooled off before while going back to my car, so I wasn't like blind mad. It was more just like
He deserves it.
mischief night.
Yeah.
Mischief night, and also kind of like a vigilante thing of being like,
I
vigilante.
was waiting for that, dude. I'm so glad I gave that space because I'm usually such a barreling ass that the first time you said it right, I almost was like, this fucking asshole used to say vigilante.
Yeah.
And it almost ruined the whole thing.
I say it
And
both
you're like,
ways.
well,
all the
I know,
time.
and
He's going to say it. Let him say it.
It's so wrong and crazy.
Vigilante
You just pick-
justice.
You have a fucking
It sounds so
glass
much
of
better.
Malbec. You're like, vigilante.
Vigilante.
Start drinking wine.
Yeah, I would like a steak and a bottle of
If you're
vigilante.
British, they say vigilante. It's like favorite.
This is a Sicilian vigilante.
But I don't feel. Once I did it, I felt no guilt at all. Matter of fact, I felt a thrill I hadn't felt in years.
Yeah.
No kidding.
It was great because it reminded me of when I was like a teenager, like when we would like egg a car or something.
Yeah,
especially.
sure.
But when you're in the right in terms of like karmic justice, it feels. I was like the Punisher. It felt very good.
Karma.
And I was excited for. I only wish I could have seen the react. I wish I could have like parked a couple blocks away in the bushes and just.
Dude, he
seen-
turns on the TV and there's just like a reporter standing and there's like a wreckage behind being like, tonight in Los Angeles,
Hate crime in a parking structure.
He was a pastor. It turned out.
a man couldn't see through his windshield.
Crashed into a school of
You know what?
children.
Going 120
I
miles an
didn't
hour.
put it on the windshield for that purpose.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it to be like.
You should have left your phone number in ketchup.
Right. Yeah. Call me Dick.
Yeah, pussy.
Put some onions under the.
Yeah,
the
come
door.
find me.
Yeah, you know where I'd be.
But I just wanted him. I just liked it. In my head, he goes back, he sees it, and he goes, "It did come back around."
Yeah, you think
Yeah.
you think he smirked and smiled with it,
I think-
knowing "God, he got me."
I think no. I think later tomorrow, the next day, he got. But at that moment, it's like maybe on the way to the car wash, he does that. But on the way there, when he first sees it, it's blood red anger.
If I'm him, and even though I know I did something wrong, that moment takes like 5 years off my life because of how angry I am. like I can feel it burning through my body, even just
Yeah.
coming back. to
Wouldn't
my
you?
car.
Real nice.
Yeah, of course, I deserved it.
Am
but
I
even
wrong? Was I wrong there?
dude, even that moment where that guy, where I've told the story on the pod, but like that guy tried to like come into my lane and I just stayed behind
Right.
the other guy, and then I gave him the he was like, fuck you, screaming, all that stuff, and then I like fake blew a guy and then slammed into the car in front of me. Like the fact that happened, I couldn't, even though I technically won the traffic thing and that nothing happened, I didn't get in trouble with the accident, it was all good. I was still like after just so fucking mad for like 2 weeks about that guy getting the better.
Here's my hope is that in doing that, it wasn't so much because it didn't solve what he did to me, which is take my spot. My hope is that the next time he goes to snake somebody's spot like that, he'll go, this guy could.
You might be
He'll
teaching him a lesson.
consider future vigilante justice.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you
yeah.
very much for pronouncing it right.
Consequences.
Yes, I think that's and I think that's good. So I think it was good stuff. Nicole,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Well, I feel like you calling this the perfect crime is not true at all because we've just poked holes in it. Because
What holes?
Name on the marquee, like Brendan said. 1 million cameras in the parking lot, like Cannon said.
Yeah, but you first off,
Fingerprints in the burger and on
seen
the
you.
car.
fingerprints, Nicole.
He's
first
seen
off,
your face.
First off, let
You
me just
can't blow past fingerprints. It's very important.
being in a car accident.
Someone's
before,
dusting a pickle on a windshield.
They only
It's
pull.
you.
Yeah.
They only.
There's been a
pull-
murder.
CSI Burger, Brendan.
This poor bacon
show
was
about
one day away from retirement.
fucking hamburgers back out.
I bet it's the Hamburglar.
But here's why.
My
First off,
arch
you can't.
nemesis.
If this guy wanted to really you can't pull traffic cameras and
Sorry, Brad. Sticks his pinky in the burger, tastes it, goes,
Grimace.
pure.
still warm.
Still warm.
I'm here to poke holes in Nicole's hole poking. You can't get security camera footage for car stuff pulled unless somebody dies in the accident. I tried to do that for a car accident where somebody hit me. They won't pull all the public like street light. They won't pull that unless someone dies.
You
So
should
that's
say
out.
my sense of safety is dead.
That's out.
Yeah, can you...
Number
can you
two-
request-
Well, what if his like car is vandalized from this? Like, what if the paint or something's fucked up?
Sure.
Can't he make a police report? And
He
then
absolutely
report
can.
it?
And then he can say no because no one died. And
You're also
because-
out of the jurisdiction.
The
They're not,
burger
like-
died.
But that's New York.
What do you mean?
California is a different state with a different set
Every
of
plate.
laws.
They're not pull. Imagine if every car accident that happened on the 405 every day, they called the local thing and were like, pull the tapes, send me a copy, send me the Dropbox of the file of that hour.
Yeah.
They should
It
do
would
that.
It would never do
Why
that.
don't they do that?
Thousands of
I
people
could
a
see
day
them
would
doing
be
it.
at
Then you could get it, resize it, subtitle, put it out for a reel.
yeah.
Yeah.
Proper hashtag, otherwise not in the post window. Won't do well. There's no way that guy. I'm scot free. I'm out of here.
Oh.
The only thing I could assume is, and my hope is that one day I get so successful, he sees me on a something somewhere and goes. He's like watching it in bed, eating chips.
Yeah.
And there's like a white tank top, and then all of a sudden he sits up and goes, "That's the bird, motherfucker."
I love
He
that. You
fucking
kind of made us sound.
kills you at your next show.
He could do that. Yeah, he's like MikeFeeneyComedy.com.
Yeah.
Greyhound.com.
Interesting. The Den in November, Chicago.
Yeah.
Nobody will
October
notice
7th.
it.
Please buy tickets right
Oh,
now.
October. That's
Yeah.
right. And add some 5-star reviews, why don't you?
Oh.
Go to here'sascenario.com. I believe the laugh button is still unknowingly paying for that. So do that. You have every link to everything, iTunes, YouTube, you name it. Go write a review, share it. Word of mouth is the best way to guide people to this program. And we are all on the road. September 16th, the three of us are going to be in Manasquan, New Jersey.
Yes.
Doing half stand-up, half live podcast. It's going to be a fantastic show. All of us have material you've never seen, never released on anything before, and the interactive podcast is one of a kind. You guys create the questions, you create the content. You become so involved. It's a fucking circus. It's so goddamn fun. I can't stress enough how much of a good time live this will be.
If you're
So
even
get
close,
your tickets.
if you're even close to New Jersey, come.
Yeah, come out. It's the last of the summer. I'm still even I know Labor Day is this weekend or whatever, but I'm doing a thing for the weekend of the 11th. I'm stretching summer through September.
Yeah.
I've decided that's going to be my new mentality. Fall doesn't start till October.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've always thought that.
Please come see me again at Chicago, the Den Theater, October 7th. Buy tickets right now. Tell us, if you don't know anybody, if you don't live in Chicago, tell somebody who lives in Chicago. If you don't know anybody who lives in Chicago, travel more. You make more friends, specifically people in Chicago, and then tell them to come do that. MikeFeeneyComedy.com for dates. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/MikeFeeneyComedy.
Yeah, and while you got your subscribing finger going, why don't you go over to Brendan Sagalow YouTube and subscribe over there. And also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. I will be in Seattle at the Hereafter, September 28th, doing my hour. It's so fun. Thanks to everybody that came out to the Comedy Connection and the Loft Comedy Club. That was two great shows.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We had some podcast fans here. Yeah.
Oh, and while you got your little clit tickling fingies wagging, go to subscribe to my YouTube, Mike Cannon Comedy. I have all my specials, my old man basketball series as of late. So much shit up there. It's crazy. I actually went through my channel recently, and man, there's so much good stuff, and it made me want to kill myself. But October 6th, I'll be in Mount Clemens, Michigan at the Emerald Theater. October 7th, I'm going to be in Columbus, Ohio. 2 shows at the Attic Comedy Club. New spot. Very excited for that. And then I'm going to be in Los Angeles at the Hollywood Improv October 20th. And then at Flappers Burbank October 21st. Come out to that. Again, all of this is material none of you have ever seen before. So it's going to be a good time. And then I'm going to be in Levittown, Washington, D.C., you name it. A lot of dates coming in. MikeCannonComedy.com.
Nicole?
Nicole C. Lyons on Instagram. Subscribe to the YouTube at Here's the Scenario.
That's right. Should we get into a single question and then go to your other story?
Sure. Yeah, the other one's is going to be significantly faster.
So just tell it now.
You sure?
Yeah, I would like to hear it.
Okay.
Brendan, how about you? You lost interest, huh?
I'll hear it. Somebody said something.
I'll hear it. I'll allow it.
Somebody said, and I don't know what this means, if it's good or bad, but someone said Brendan Sagalow is like PEDs, PEDs for podcasting. Is that good or bad?
Steroids. It's a good thing. It's a compliment.
Hell yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know what
Reading
that meant.
comments.
While you're on a podcast? What, to fuel your own insecurity or confidence?
You get it.
No, I don't.
You get it.
Why would you do
Well, you
that
nailed
during
it.
the show?
You're right. I completely agree, but also you get it.
But also, suck it.
But also you can't control me.
I'm allowed to be a hypocrite. It's not illegal to be a hypocrite.
That's fucking great.
That's a new T-shirt.
Dude,
it's not illegal to be a
illegal
hypocrite.
to be a hypocrite.
It just sucks.
Well, you know, you don't have to add it just sucks. I think we all know it just sucks.
Some of us are just learning it.
We
Just
should let's do this because we do have a merch store. Let's make 2 shirts.
Yeah.
One that says it's illegal. They almost look exactly identical. It says it's not illegal to be a hypocrite. And then on the back it says it just sucks. Or it's not and one without the back, and see which one sells more. And whoever wins buys the other one steak. Oh yeah, that's true.
What?
And we do this for fun.
What is this for?
he goes, why does it have to be versus? I just
Oh
bit my
yeah,
tongue.
we learned that Brendan is a big against guy. He needs an opponent for some reason, so he'll manufacture one out of thin air.
Right. And it's not
For a long time, his
need.
opponent was exercise.
It's the only thing.
That's his biggest rival.
The only
Still
thing
is.
thin he does.
I respect it, but I hate it. It's my oldest enemy. It's my Joker. Yeah, but I hate that about myself. Like I'm like, oh, I don't want that. Like,
Sure.
you know, that's something I need from my body needs that.
My body.
And Ozempic.
Crazy. Your body needs that and Ozempic. That's interesting.
You can't have one without the other.
Ozempic. Ozempic.
Man, those commercials are insufferable at every 5
Oh,
seconds.
yeah.
Oh, Ozempic.
Is that a real commercial?
Oh, yeah.
I
Big
didn't.
time.
I actually didn't know that was
Big time.
time.
For like 2 years now.
They're getting a ton of like lawsuits and stuff because they're like paralyzing people's stomachs.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah, they're
about
also.
this.
Did we talk about this?
Yes, I said
Oh, yeah,
we've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
what your stomach does with full mobility.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Maybe you could
Where
use-
did this? Where was this talked about? Not here.
No, we did a podcast. We did a
secret one.
secret one.
We did a secret show.
What podcast?
None of your fucking business, dude.
Weird. What was the last thing we said before that?
Whoa, we had a huge earthquake in the studio today.
Wow.
Everything went quiet. We got to put that dun 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 dun.
Like a podcast, like
It's just the Native American.
broadcast interruption. And we're back and we're laughing and having a good
Right.
time.
we're having a
It's
good
always
time.
been fun. We've always had fun.
But I'll tell it very, very fast, and then we'll go into questions. Sorry, people who want to hear.
I don't
questions.
even-
I keep looking at Bobby Kelly's picture as if that's my camera.
Yeah.
I kind of
no.
like that we're not doing the questions. I like talking to you guys.
People have said they like it when it's a bit more banter than they do when it's more structured
Yeah.
by questions.
Well, I had a fun, quick David
Duke?
Chappelle story.
Oh!
He was at the cellar the other night, and obviously you guys know from being there that anytime that he's there, it's like there's just
He came over to you and he was like, Tig, I'm so sorry.
upheaval.
Was
Wow,
this
you laughed so hard.
I
and
know,
loud
I don't
about
know.
it. I thought
because I was
was
nervous.
laughing.
I was like nervous about that. I was like, I don't know if that's funny or not.
I mean, it was.
I tried to get the-
times
Yeah,
ago.
it was in Roastmasters 2016.
Was this the night that everybody came here, like Justin Timberlake and everybody?
No.
Because that was it. He had like every fucking celebrity in America came
there
to
was
the comedy.
George
Cellar.
Wallace was there, and
It's amazing how just all the violent vagrants are somehow ushered out of the West Village the moment a millionaire shows up.
well, they have 9 security guards with
Yeah.
them. So whatever. So Dave is there, so he's doing spots all around the club or whatever. So he was at McDougal downstairs, and he came upstairs afterwards, and he's got a whole entourage.
Yeah.
And then there's people up in the olive tree, right? So he's kind of like almost taken over like the middle of the olive tree, and in the back corner of the olive tree is where like the comic table is or whatever. So he's with, no less than 25 people. So I'm going to ignore it. Because then there's also like,
In the olive tree too, it's like many people.
it's like a party happening.
Yeah,
And
and also has historically proven to be a good decision for artists to have that many people in tow.
well, there also is a thing. There's a subsection of comedian who's like all I got to do is like get some FaceTime with Dave, and then he'll ask.
Of course.
So there's like the glomons.
Then I'll be invited to the farm.
There's the glommerons being like, "Oh, good set, Dave. Let me
Hey,
tell you
Dave,
about
I'm coming to Ohio on Friday. I was going to stay in a hotel, but what do you think?
I agree. Trans people are abominations. Hi, Victor.
Yeah. Hey, I'm willing to not be a yes man.
So he goes like, so he goes over there. I move into the booth. It's like Ronnie Chang and myself and a couple other comics or whatever. And as I'm like talking to like Ronnie or whatever, I look like at the corner of the table and I see there's like a couple empty like whiskey glasses with limes that were in them. So like someone had polished off some tequila with limes, and I'm like, Dave drinks tequila with lime. And then all of a sudden, within like a second of me registering that, he's like sliding into the booth, and I'm just sitting in his seat. So now I went from being like, let me not be like one of those people to being like, I'm like, hey, like,
all of a sudden he's on your lap.
Yeah.
You're bouncing him around.
So I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of the booth, like again, and Ronnie's in the corner of the booth, and then Dave's sitting out there, and Dave's being super nice, super cordial. He's like talking to comics, everything. His kid is there with his girlfriend, so they're all like, everyone's kind of like, I just like backed into being in this conversation or whatever. And so he was like, at one point he goes, all right, he goes, cheers everybody to a, whatever, great night. And because it's about to be his birthday, he's about to do Madison Square Garden 1,400 times. So he like goes to cheers everybody. And like Ronnie and I just sat down. We don't have drinks. So Ronnie, which is a funny move, he like fist bumps the glass to be like, here's my cheers. And then Dave just goes, Ronnie, we got to get you a drinking problem. And then he goes, and then the server happens to come right over. So he's like, do you guys want drinks? And I'm like, I'm about to go on the next show. So I'm like,
with that kind of beautiful bedside manner.
Well,
do you guys want drinks? Why'd you say it like that?
You guys want drinks?
What are you, thirsty, you idiots with mouths?
It was the perfect peer pressure time of him being
Put
like,
your armpit down, fella.
It was the perfect like peer pressure time of him being like, you guys gotta get some drinks. And then the server comes over being like, do you guys want some? And then so I immediately, I'm going next. It's like a Monday night or something where you're like, drinking is not in my plans, but you're like, whatever. Ronnie's like, you know what? Yeah. He's like, give me a Stoli, a double Stoli neat, whatever the thing. And then it's so funny because what I ordered felt like it probably optically looked like I was just trying to copy him, but literally I was like, I don't want a margarita. This is my thought process. I go, I don't want a margarita. I don't want a beer. And I go, I wouldn't mind sipping on some tequila. So I was like, let me get like a Casamigos like on the rocks with some lime, which is like so funny because it's like almost, I think he was drinking it neat, but it's like exactly what he was drinking.
We also gave a brand to show him that you know what you're doing.
This is true. This is true. Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
I got upcharged.
Yeah.
And so the second we order it, he walks away like we're talking to Dave for like 8 to 10 more seconds or whatever. And then he like looks up at the monitors and he goes, oh, Mo Ammer. He's like, where is he? Which room is that? I was like, oh, he's in the Fat Black. He's like around the corner. And he's like, he's like, I want to see Mo. He's like, you guys want to see Mo? And then Ronnie's like, I'll go see Mo. And then they're like, let's go see Mo. And 25 people get up and leave to go to the Fat Black Pussycat. And I was like, well, I can't leave because I have a spot. I'm first on the next show. And then like the second they walk out the door, they were like, "Here's your Casamigo, sir," and I'm like,
And we put a little bit more in there for you.
"Yeah," and I'm like, "Son of a bitch!" I was like,
They drop his check. They're
got-
like, I guess it's just you.
Yeah.
$8,000.
I got Chappelled. I spent, and it's also full price drink. So it's like I'm like I bought the expensive cut. I bought this full thing that I just drank alone after that.
Why didn't-
tequila and a thing.
There's
Sucks.
also, I remember from drinking days getting swept up into some celebration where you're like, yeah, and you're just doing drinks. You're like, fucking, this is great. I don't even care that I have a show. This is awesome. And they're like, you're next. And you're like, fuck comedy. I don't care. Then you walk downstairs and all of a sudden you're like, I'm alone. And I'm shit-faced.
And they're like,
no.
we're all going to watch you.
Yeah, I have all the celebration energy, but none of the comedy.
Dave's like, just remember, this is everything. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
I'm like, But no, I drank. I actually only took like a sip of it before the show, and then I drank it. I was just drinking it after the show.
Yeah.
So just sitting there. But it was like such a. I was like, it was such a hilarious thing. I was like, Dave tricked me. He tricked me into getting a drink. And then they were like, "Where's Ronnie?" I was like, "He's gone. Like he just ordered a drink. He didn't even get his. He's just gone." They're like, "Do you want
He
it?"
knew it was Mo, and then he just walked to the East Village.
Yeah, he's like, that happens to me every Monday. Every time Dave Chappelle comes in.
I get 33 drink orders, and then I leave, and I'm like, "God damn it!"
He threatens me with a drinking problem, and then we go our separate ways.
He did say of all the things, of clubs, of maybe this guy's bringing you some solace. We were talking about playing clubs because he's doing Madison Square Garden all those times, and he was like, "What we were saying? What would you like? What's the best? Theaters, clubs, colleges, right?" And he was like, "The clubs." He was like, "He didn't even hesitate. He's like, not even close." He's like, "The arenas are fun, He's like, "But doing the clubs," he's like, "Every time I picture stand-up comedy, I picture like dark basement, cigarette smoke," and I'm like, "Well, that's." Half of that's because of you.
I picture a red light and everyone's tired.
Weirdly enough, clubs haven't done that for years.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the shuffling of pens and clinking of glasses. And did you really order that?
I picture a red light and everybody's tired. But it was like George Wallace was there and Aziz was there and there's all this funny. It's just such a funny thing. Someone came up to it. It's also funny watching people trying to talk to him.
Yeah.
Like and make small talk, like fans. You know what I mean? They come to the
Yeah, well, because whoever his fucking chail son and bodyguard is, just 300 kicks them directly in the sternum. Those guys are the most over-aggressive lunatics I've ever come in contact with.
They were kind of off guard with him. They let him because he was just sitting at the table. Some guy, these like teenagers came up. They're like, "Whoa, do you work out a lot?" And he was like, "I mean, I guess I'm getting older now." But he's like, it's just a weird question to ask. Yeah. We're like, "Do you work out a lot?" And you're like,
it's a very teenager question to ask.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Some guy, I tried to get around them months ago, and this guy grabbed my wrist, his bodyguard grabbed my wrist and was like, "Where are you going?" And I go, "I work here." And he goes, "What?" And I was like, "I'm a comedian. I work here." And he still at his hand, and I go, "As in, I belong here more than you do.
Yeah.
Get out of my way." And I just walked past them and I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. I never felt more like a fucking damsel just being dominated.
How hard was the grip?
It was fucking like workman, like true vice grip, actual man hands on my wrist to where I felt like just like a little lady with my hands in a big strong man's hands.
Dude, I can't believe you didn't go I'm not even.
No, because
I just started growling.
We actually haven't told our story yet either. And that's how I'd like to tell that story right now, because this was like my second. That was the first of two moments where I've gotten into conflicts and had the brain, or at least thought process, of consequence to my actions before acting on them. So we've told you, Nicole knows this story as well, I think, but Brendan and I, this is after Luke Moniz does the podcast. So we're having a good time. We're walking around the West Village. We're getting ice cream, God knows what else. And Brendan and I and Luke kind of clocked this dude way down the street, but he's kind of running up on people and putting his phone in their face. And I saw flashing lights, but I wasn't sure what he was doing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I could see it. I could immediately see.
It was it looked like just epileptic, kind of boom, 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 intentionally meant to fuck you up and disorient you type of lights. And we were like, wow, that's fucking shitty. What a piece of shit. We're also telling stories about old fights that we got into.
Yeah.
So we're a little ramped
We were
up.
talking a lot about well, if anybody tries to fight us, we're going to fuck them up. Just being dudes,
real really revving ourselves for a potential
Really
conflict.
toxic male behavior.
That's right, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
So whatever. So we're talking. We're outside. We're out front of the cellar. Luke walks in. The moment he walks in, I turn and the kid's fucking phone is in my face.
He did it to Luke too, and he was like coming up when we were all talking.
Was he jumping to get it up to Luke's face?
He was actually like going like this and stuff, and Luke was like, yeah, okay.
he
like
just
it
walked
was like
in.
playing around King Kong. You're like,
Well, that was the weird thing is like the kid was like my size, about like maybe a little bit shorter, but like same build, like same whatever. Did not appear homeless.
he was wearing like new clothes.
Yeah, wasn't drabbed up. Well, it had like a little bit of Tom Cruise focus to the point where you're like, okay, there might be like Adderall or some sort
Exactly.
of upper involved here.
He's either on drugs or he's not on drugs, and that's making him like this.
Yeah, or he's filming a TikTok. So this kid he does it to Luke. Luke walks in. I immediately turn. It's in my face. And I go, dude, get that out of my face.
Yeah.
And he goes, why? And I'm like trying to move past him. He goes, why? I go, dude, get it the fuck out of my face.
So we start walking. We're like, I think the move here is someone's in our face. Let's walk. Let's go down the block.
And he goes, why? You can't touch me. You can't touch me. Walking with me and then stepping in front of me. And I literally stop and I go, that might be true. But if you graze me, I'm throwing you through that fucking window right there.
Yeah,
like literally.
Which he said verbatim, which I was like, I was
verbatim.
I was so like impressed that you could like find the words, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, I'm
Move it, bucko.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you can't touch me. You can't touch me. And I go, maybe that's true. You know, like something like that.
That
And I
may
go,
be accurate.
I would just
legally.
keep going, get the fuck out of my face, get the fuck out of it. But the way to be like, that might be true. But if you do that, you were like Liam Neeson. You're like, I will throw you through that wall.
I pointed
It was
to
really great.
It was the temporary dining areas, and I knew exactly, like I was literally going to throw him through it. I had the whole fucking thing planned. So he goes, whatever, goes to Brendan. Brendan, like my thoughts are Conor McGregor, these celebrities that are like slapping phones out of people's fucking hands because they're worth like $2,000 to $5,000 or whatever. It's a felony fucking charge. It's like real shit. You got to go through. Yeah, you got to go through real shit to even just like get it wiped, which probably it would have happened because he was instigating, blah, 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 whatever. It's still in my head as a dad, as somebody who doesn't have just $10K to throw away on legal fees.
And you just planted it in mine. So great.
Whatever. So this guy, it's by far fine. Anybody who I've told this story to, they're like, you guys should have actually fucked him up.
Yeah.
So this kid, he goes
Spoiler alert.
He goes to Brendan, sticks it in his face, and Brendan just fucking slaps the phone out of his face.
Yeah.
And the kid goes, what the fuck, man? And Brendan goes, you did that.
Yeah, I actually did. I said that later. So I smacked the phone. He goes, why would you do that? And I go, because you're doing it in our face. And then there was a moment where he was like, I'm going to attack this guy. And he starts coming at me.
So what happened was right there when Brendan goes, you did that, he like lunged forward and Brendan pushed him off, like just to create space. That's when the kid actually tackled Brendan.
Yeah, he came at
So like he kind of regained himself, went completely horizontal, went low on Brendan, didn't really move Brendan much, but all I saw was ribs. It was like the most open potential, just kindling of somebody's fucking ribs that you could ever want. And like as soon as I'm like, well, I'm fucking this up. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that's like real assault. Like in my head, I'm like, you're now like, you're 38. What are you doing? Like, this is a real fight. What the fuck? You're like, try to stop it. Try to, whatever.
Exactly.
De-escalate.
And get him later. Vigilante justice stuff.
Yeah.
Vigilantes.
We got food after that.
Yeah, that's right. I soaked my aunties because of all the vigilante. And so Brendan's like kind of...
Story's muy picante.
Brendan's kind of, wrestling a little bit with this kid. I immediately go to I'm grabbing him around his shoulders and neck. And my plan at that point is, without punching him, I could still really hurt him while saying I'm defending myself. So my plan was, I'm going to lift him over my head and maybe pile drive him into the sidewalk. Like that was truly what
Potentially killing him.
Yeah, that's literally what went into my head. I was like, that's right, pick him up, get him up here, and then drop
Smash
him on
two
his
beers
fucking...
over your head.
Yeah.
I
Declare yourself the WWE champion of the world.
So I grab this kid, and as soon as I lift him to go up, he Jacob's ladders and just collapses. I fall back. I've been
He went
nursing,
heavy on you.
So I've nursed an injury on my lower back. This is during old man basketball. I'm like, it's actually the night before the last game. It's the reason why I
Potentially
couldn't play in the
the
final
worst
game.
time for this to happen, besides it happening right before you walk into the gym.
Yeah, and also I did 2 spots after this. So I lift this kid up. He goes limp. I fall
You pull
back.
everything.
I fall back onto a step. So the step actually hits me like as if it's a heat-seeking missile on the only pain point that my back has to offer. Like just a boop, we got you, fuck you,
Like
we're
in
the
between
universe,
vertebrae?
you lose. What?
In between I'm picturing in between the soft spot of the spines of the vertebrae.
Yeah, it's like right, in between, I guess. It's still actually like a little bit tendy to the touch. So I immediately,
terrible.
I'm like, fuck, that hurt. I'm like, whatever. I feel him turning because I'm just holding him now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, he's going to stab me. That's what's going to happen. He's going to turn and start fucking poking my insides.
Oof.
So I don't take jujitsu. I don't claim to know jujitsu, but I am a psycho enough to watch hours of it before I shut my eyes to go to bed. So all I know is keep him close.
Tight.
He can't have space to do anything.
Smart.
And that's so he turns and I fucking bury my hand right up to like the back of his head, neck, and I'm just crushing his head into my chest.
Yeah.
And I'm whispering, I'm never letting you go.
Really? You were whispering that
I'm
to him?
never letting you go.
Wow.
That's what I was saying. And then I look up.
Where were you during this?
So, while this was happening, I was getting a sandwich. No.
You're really getting your ass.
Yeah, I was like,
Brendan got a free sample from Mamoon's.
I was like, yeah, that looks like it hurts. So he's on top of Mike, and Mike is whispering sweet nothings in his ear. And I'm having a moment that you had earlier with the ribs where his face is just kind of open. Like I could just be like, bam, bam, bam. But I was like, dude.
He also would just totally crack me right in the orbital bone.
Yeah, he missed it. And I go, I punch your nose right away.
Orbital bone.
Orbital bone.
Orbital bone.
Hit me right in the elbow mode.
To close the sentence.
Yeah.
The orbital bone.
We're making up our own
Guys, get
language.
the orbital bone.
It's like sim language, really. But
Skip it by orbital bone.
oh, I got no pee.
No, I was saying with the orbital bone.
This feels like a pool without the ladder in it, if you know what I'm saying. That's for the sim fans. So, I had a moment where, I had a moment where I could have hit him in the fucking head and the face.
Yeah, you did.
And just ruined, his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like
with the
my
impact of your punch.
1 month.
That's right.
One man punch.
One man punch. And a bunch of guys like got on him.
So this is where again I look up and I see about 7 to 8 bodies closing the night.
And they're all going like, there's a guy going like, come on, guys. Come on,
some
guys.
fucking queef, as if that's going to help anything.
Guys.
He's the equivalent to some fucking shoeless whore interjecting herself like, no, don't.
No, he was better because I think, and I'll tell you why, because he went, okay, guys, it's over. And that thought of me going, I should punch him in the face, besides it being like, okay, this is assault. How do I get him off my friend now? I could punch him in the face. I hear, it's over. And I go, I'm not going to be the guy when someone's like, all right, it's over. And then I'm like, it ain't over until the fat lady swings.
Yeah. Then you hit some poor lady standing next to him.
I had Liz.
So I see 8 people descending upon me. I'm instantly like, fuck, I'm getting actually jumped
You're
right
going,
now.
where is Brendan?
I'm literally like, I thought we were closer to the cellar, but we were down by Ben's, and it like right there on that green step next to the thing,
By the bodega.
Yeah, by the bodega, and
But like we all ended up on him, and I felt this dude, and I was like, this guy's fucking strong. This is a strong
he
guy.
was really strong. He felt like he had like bath salt strength, like it was that kind of fucking just Blanca from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So
his bones were breathing.
So finally, we get pulled up, and I'm not letting go. And then finally, we get pulled apart.
Is he trying to hit you, or is he trying to break the grip?
He's like squirming, and he's not hitting me
He's
at
trying
all.
to break out of
He's
it.
just trying to break out unsuccessfully. Death. This fucking kid.
I'm impressed. You fucking held that guy.
But I was holding him as if my life depended on it.
Did it hurt your ribs, or you had him against your chest?
No, I had him against my chest. I did some really good ear work too with my fucking knuckle of
He was
my thumb.
distracted by the back pain as well.
I mean, the back pain was. I mean, it felt like when Mufasa gets his fucking thing, when Scar put. Like that's
Long
how it
live the king.
Which we showed that to crew the other day. Oh my God, what a fucking, it's a fun experience, buddy.
I'm gonna wait.
I'm literally talking to him before he goes to bed. We're talking about something else, and he's like, Dad, why is Scar like the worst guy I've ever met? And I'm like, you're right, dude. That guy sucks. So whatever. So we get pulled up. I don't let go right away. He gets pried off. He then goes and sits down with somebody at the cafe.
Yeah, and then I said to him, you did that. I pointed to his phone. I went, you did that. You did all that.
What did he say while he was sitting there?
Nothing.
He
just said
sat
nothing.
down, yeah.
And Brendan and I literally go, what?
Mike
and then
picked up
just
the
left.
pieces of his broken back. And
Yeah.
Right.
Weirdly enough, dude, the pain of the impact from that sustained, but I think I may have like knocked a vertebrae back in, and it actually solved my initial injury.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you're like, I think I'm an inch taller.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So that's what happened to Brendan and I.
It's dangerous out in these streets.
That's right. That's right.
Fun show.
Fun show.
Fun show. Good show. A lot of illegal talk, so we'll see what happens.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Come see us live. Bye.
Tell your friends.